Welcome to Naxim's Viral Trends Report for 2024. After serving over 150 clients in the direct selling space over the last 25 years and serving as chair at the DSEF, I've been blessed to see just lots of movements in the market and what's really happening inside of referral marketing today. One of the big questions that many people in the referral marketing space have today is, why are some companies continuing to grow virally when others just seem stuck and stagnant in their growth? And when we looked into why companies are feeling stuck in the referral marketing channels, whether that be MLM, affiliate marketing, influencers, direct selling, door to door, what we found is that there's a decision-making framework that's broken. Most corporate teams who are running referral marketing companies have their list of what they want as a corporate team, and the field reps have their list of what they want. And there's only so much time, so we just work on what's on both lists. That's what the majority of us do as we run referral marketing companies. Now, sometimes we hire experts from the outside that help us, see what the market wants in a new and fresh way. But the truth is, even though this Venn diagram represents what we actually do, it's not the key to viral growth. This Venn diagram is a lie. It's not the recipe for for how the companies that continue to grow year over year over year are winning. So there's all this information of what reps and corporate didn't even know they needed that is actually the key as we look into what we're seeing. So there's a reframe to move from what you do in building a direct sales or referral marketing company to look at how you should make decisions. This is a framework we can all learn from. And I'll show you a very geeky, nerdy slide, but I think you need to see this for it to make sense. If you think about how most of us make decisions, we're usually looking at transactional data to make decisions. We're usually looking at sales, enrollments, cancellations, subscriptions, lifetime value of the customer, all sorts of data points that happen when an order's placed or when a person enrolls or when they cancel, transactional information. Now, we know that transactional information is only one part of the story of the pipeline of our business. There's all kinds of leading indicators for different people. There's landing page opt-ins, there's free sample takers, there's webinar attendees, there's one-on-ones hosted, there's home meetings hosted, there's all kinds of different events that are leading indicators to someone becoming a customer, placing an order, being on subscription. And yet many times in referral marketing, we don't measure very many of those. Some of you measure a few, but we don't measure most of them. And we should. They're just happening out there in the ether by our referral marketers many times. And even further, there's what we call predictive actions. There's the things that people do that turn into a leading indicator. So if you think about email being sent or a text message being sent or a phone call being made or someone sharing on social media, when your promoters are taking action that leads to a home appointment or it leads to a webinar attendee or it leads to a landing page opt-in, those are the predictive actions or the predictors of your leading indicators. And do we measure those? Most of us don't. And so the truth is that many of us are trying to run our referral marketing businesses off of just transactional data, and we're missing the other 2/3 of the information that would help us optimize. And so here's the kicker. If we don't change, we will have 0% optimization over our peers who are doing the same thing. And we'd be lucky to hit the benchmarks of our industry. So if it takes 200 outreaches to get 20 people to a presentation, so a 10-to-1 ratio, if it takes 20 people to a presentation for 5 to a follow-up of 4-to-1, right? If that's the industry benchmark for you, well, guess what? You'd be lucky to hit the benchmark if you're just looking at transactional data. But here's what gets interesting. With those same benchmarks, if you could optimize just by 20% over benchmarks because you had the rest of the data, because you saw places you could optimize, well, guess what? You would actually have almost double the revenue per active sales rep as your peers. And if you could optimize by 40%, you'd have triple. That one thought of, wow, if we saw the rest of our pipeline, we could optimize by even 20% and have double the revenue, is what's causing companies just like yourselves to say, okay, we have to look at how we make decisions within our referral marketing channels. When we're putting together our strategy, how are we going to do it? And it comes down to technology. The way you get this data is by using systems that are built for it. Now, most people who are running referral marketing channels today are running on what I call first generation systems. They're platforms that were designed to just capture transactional data. So they're shopping carts, commission engines, back offices, CRM, where they're designed to get sales, subscriptions, orders. And it's not that those systems are bad. You need that. That's the basics of a business, but you're never going to get the leading indicators or the predictive actions out of a first generation system. There are second gen platforms in the space, and there's many of these. Second gen systems will track things like presentations hosted, webinars opted into, landing pages opted into, samples handed out, and that's great. It's a mammoth leap to move from a first to second gen system because now you got all these leading indicators to help you make decisions. But what's interesting for today is that there's actually third gen platforms available today. And this is what's so unique. These are very, very new out of the space. This science is about 5 years old, and it's just now getting dialed in across financial services, direct sales, MLM, party plan, all the different referral marketing spaces, influencer marketing. And these third gen systems actually track the text messages, the phone calls, the posts and social media that your promoters are making and the results of those to getting them the leading indicators. So you can actually make decisions on the entire pipeline. Now, the team at Naxim, the company I serve as CEO of, was one of the first providers, actually the first, to make a third gen system commercially available in the space. And coming into 2024, we've been blessed to be able to work with out of the 150 plus enterprise organizations we've served, over 30 some of them have been on third gen systems. So we've learned a lot. If you'd like to see our most recent case study on third gen systems, go ahead and click below to book a time to meet live with our team. And we'd love to show you what it actually looks like to use a third gen system, to have platforms that feel like a top leader sitting next to your members, suggesting what to do next, where you could capture the data of the entire pipeline instead of just transactional data. It's going to be the game changer in the way you get data and the feedback loops you have in your business so that you can make better decisions to grow. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.